Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Empyrion multiplayer. As you know, last episode I started the foundation groundwork for the Overwatch Skybase, and I would like to actually get back into doing some work on that. I do have to do a little bit more on planet grinding and tedious monotonous stuff that never makes it on camera, which you should all be thankful for. But I have a problem. You see, I'm still waiting to hear your suggestions and have a good look at some of the ideas that have been posted or may have hopefully been posted. This is still a day or so prior to that video going live, and I need to make a new small vessel to get up to that skybase. The little fighter craft that I have over in the corner here, is it night? It's always night. The little fighter craft I have in the corner here, this was designed as a space type fighter. It's not a planetary fighter. It really isn't well suited for planets flight. I mean, it's a stack of rockets on the front of this thing, right? Not meant for shuttling up and down and back and forth, which is all I really need, is something just to kind of shuttle back and forth with. So I'm going to try to do another build video of a small vessel. Unlike the last one, I don't think I'm actually going to record the entire thing, mainly because it took me almost 3 times as long to compile it as it did to build it. My computer doesn't handle doing 2.5 or 3 hour video compressions very well. I actually had to split that video into a couple of pieces, compress each or compile each piece, and then take each compiled piece and remix it together. And yeah, not my idea of fun. Spend half the day cursing and screaming at the computer because it doesn't want to actually function the way I want it to. Now, I do have a few ideas for a build for this small vessel. I'm thinking something fairly inconsequential, but also I'm thinking something something that is recognizable as a vehicle for traveling up and down. That being said, I am horrible at doing builds. I hate doing builds. I've always hated doing build videos. I hate the amount of work that goes into them. And although some people have attested otherwise, that build videos are great things, no, build videos are not great things. Mainly because my biggest problem is trying to record and think and lay out ideas. And like I said, I mean, when I build, I usually have very little or no idea what I'm doing until it's actually built. In fact, more often than not, my builds start out very generic. Usually with not much more than a notion as to what it is that I'm building until I've actually managed to get it built. which can be very tedious if you're not, if you're not able to build. I mean, I see these guys that do builds, and it's like, oh yeah, I made this thing, and it's like, how the heck did you make that? And I'm quite the opposite. For me, it's like, I want to build this, but it might kind of look sort of like something. So that being said, and whatnot, I am going to kind of tear into doing this build. I have a general idea what I'm trying to go for. That being said, the general notion and what it works out to are two entirely different, separate entities. And if it works out the way I'm hoping it will, that would be awesome. But yeah, more than likely it's just going to be a small flying box, because I don't have the abilities to do something really fancy. Like, I'd love to do some kind of really awesome looking design flying thing, but seriously, yeah, me, awesome design flying thing, more than likely flying box. Flying box with crate carrying capacity, maybe. I think I've probably already gone out farther than I wanted to on the front. And I don't know if I want to go much further on the back. Actually, I didn't want that one, I wanted those two. Paged. Okay, kids, I'm going to pause here and find out what's going on. I'll be right back after I've got a little bit more building done. Don't go away. Okay, we are back. I have done most of the build on this thing. As I said, it's not going to be anything fancy. I would love to be able to build some great, fantastic, mighty, awesome craft of epic craziness, but yeah. This is basically it. It's, see if we can level it off here. I neglected to put side thrusters on it and had a bit of a hard time when I was trying to lift it off the construction pad here to put the landing gears on. But it lots of forward thrust. So I mean, she steps on it and she goes. Fairly slow roll. She's only carrying 2 RCS units. Exposed cockpits, which means it is for this planet. It is not a intergalactic traveler. It is not meant for space flight. It is not meant for combat. You will notice there are no guns. Yes, no weapons. So essentially, it is basically a sand speeder. not a hover vessel, but a flight vessel, something that can fly. It does have enough rear brake on it to slow it down. And as you see, it only has 2 directional thrusters. I would have liked to have made like a taxi cab or a car or something ingenious like that, but yeah, my creativity has been very stifled lately because of personal non-game related issues. That has really messed up my ability to think or focus. I did put one tail light on the angle so I could see the ground. Two forward lights, no downward facing headlights, but that's quite alright. And I mean, its size is small enough that it can actually park in hover vessel parking over here, I think. Almost looks like it could. Might be just a tad bit long, but it might fit into his parking stall here. Maybe not. Quit locking up, will you? Fits. Tuck it up against the curb and she fits just nicely. So I'm going to go find myself some paint tools and texture tools, and we'll give this a nice desert camouflage so it looks proper. And I will be right back and we'll take it for a test spin. So don't go away, kids. We'll be right back. Okay, we are done with the paint job and a few little minor tweaks and updates. All I have to do now is name it and take it for a test spin. So let's jump in here and bring up the P menu, if you please. Switch this to faction, and we are going to call it Taxi. Yes, original names, I know. Close out of this, and we'll lift it off the ground. Now she'll jump, she'll fly pretty quickly. As I said, it has slow roll. Has good vertical, but not so good on down. Mainly, I never really ever put down as a thrust that I want in any direction. Generally, the only reason I have down is to prevent it from flying away, because I've had it where I forgot to put down thrusters on, and yeah, small vessels have continued to lift off. but its general purpose is to take off from the main base there, the gas and grits, and fly cargo and hopefully eventually crew and whatnot up to the Overwatch base. Now, of course, this base has a long ways to go before it is even close to being done. Even close to being started, for that matter. But now I have a rather fuel efficient. This is more fuel efficient than the fighter down there. That's one large, extra large thruster in that thing, which, yeah, is not exactly designed for just scooting and booting. This has 3 cargo containers and the refrigerator on it. If I want to bring food, I can. And also it has the portable constructor if I want to do, I need to build something or whatever. I'll probably take this down and go do a raid on the drone base with it. Simply because that is set up right now where I could literally, I just go there and land and raid the drone base and there's no damage or possibility of damage to myself. These things have respawned. They were shooting at me the other day. Not sure where the other one is. There's actually 3 or 4 of them. There's 3 of them anyway. Where's my scope things out here? The town here still hasn't regenerated. That's almost 2 days since it was disabled. Those, yeah, the ones over here are not, just simply not rendering. They're out of render range or render distance. Same goes for the drone base POI, which should be right over there. Yeah, I'm not even close enough that these actually show up on the listing. But yeah, that's the drone base, or that's the one that's closest to the drone base, I believe. Could be mistaken, but could be mistaken. Would be the first time. Because my entrance to the drone base is on the back side of those mountains, and the drone base should be just over here someplace. So, yeah, I'm probably going to do a little bit more work on the Overwatch site here. Like I said, I'll take this down and literally just go do a scavenger run on the drone base. I mean, 3 cargo boxes of inventory doesn't sound like much, but you can fill them up very quickly doing POI raids. It is a taxi service. It is not a combat vessel. It's not. There is hardened steel on it. The majority of the body and undercarriage is hardened steel, but it is not really meant to handle any kind of real shots. I mean, a couple of shots through this one panel and you've lost your primary generator. So don't have backups and redundancies like I normally would. Normally I'd have 2 or more generators and they wouldn't be in one location, that kind of thing. So there we have it. That's the Sand Speeder taxi service now available to any mercenary or any mercenary member. So thanks all for watching, kids, and good night for now.